Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Raj channel. And before we start, sorry for not uploading for today's. I was in transit, but I'm back home after coming back from vacation. And I was thinking about my life during this vacation, and I kind of thought of a very juicy personal story of mine, which I'm gonna tell right now. I am 100% sure you will enjoy it, so make sure to stick through the end to know what will happen. And if you want to send in your own story and be featured on this channel, you can do so via mailing me at rajbusiness@gmail.com. But without further ado, let's get into the story. So yeah, this will be my first rejection story of my life, and this is definitely the most heartbreaking one because you see, I probably have a lot of younger viewers watching my videos. Girls, guys, doesn't matter. But you know, if you're in high school and you're trying to find a girlfriend or boyfriend, you know how it goes. People are not really confident in themselves. They think that if they get rejected once, it's over, or they are afraid of rejection altogether. And yeah, it kind of amounts to nothing in their head. They think that it is very much a shame. Like, I shouldn't ask someone on a date because I definitely gonna get rejected. And I'm not gonna I'm not gonna find anyone else that is even remotely close to this person because at that point you're just still in love. And love makes blind, as a lot of wise people always say. And that is 100% true because you see, you keep forgetting that there is also a chance, well, it's not really a chance, it's the truth, that if you don't hang out with someone, if you don't hang out with your crush anymore, if you don't really pay attention to them anymore, eventually you will get over them. You will stop loving them or being in love with them, I have to say. And as I'm now in my mid 20s, I realized it a couple years back because I used to be like, oh, well, if I get rejected, it's over, so I'm just not gonna ask a girl out anyway because it's going to amount to nothing at all. And yeah, from that kind of toxic mindset you can have, it's actually pretty bad if you decide to ask someone out and you get rejected. So right now, I guess you can say I'm a pretty introverted and reserved person, but when I was a kid, I mean, between the ages of 0 and 10, I was like this very extroverted, active kind of kid that was always active, always outside. Well, I also enjoyed playing video games, but I had a lot of girls and guys I would just call and, ask them to hang out with me, to play outside together. And everyone kind of thought I was a weird kid, but I was confident as hell. Like, I couldn't count my friends on two hands. And now I kind of have a smaller friend group of like really good friends, but back then I didn't really have a very good friend. Well, later when I was like a bit older. But first I was just picking people like they were some kind of Pokemon collector's items. And you see, there was also this girl, and I had a crush on this girl since I don't know, how old was I? I think I was like 7 or 8 years old. When I first went to elementary school, the first 2 years, kindergarten, that was totally fine. Like, I didn't even know what love is. I didn't know anything about that. I did not have any crushes at that moment. But when I got older, 2 years older than kindergarten, it was like grade 2, grade 3, I guess, third grade. Like, I really started to look at this. Like, I thought she was like gorgeous. I thought she was really pretty, was a really nice girl. And I didn't know what I was feeling, but I was just looking at her and I was just questioning myself. Like, what is this weird, gooey, warm feeling I'm feeling inside my stomach? Like, well, what is this kind of like? It kind of feels like I'm flying or something. And then later I asked my mom and I was like doing some research on the internet. It turns out that that's a feeling called having butterflies in your belly, and I thought that it was really nice. And yeah, sadly, that girl didn't really, pay much attention to me. She was barely looking at me in a classroom, like, which makes it a pretty much a very creepy kind of situation with me. But yeah, I was young, don't blame me. Anyways, yeah, I just developed this massive crush on this girl, and when it was after school, when the lessons were over, I tried to go to her and ask her to go play outside. and she was like, yeah, fine. I mean, we will play outside. I don't mind at all. Sometimes she was like playing Pajama Sam on her computer, or like Put Put, like a kids game, or like Freddy Fish, the old classics. I also used to play Freddy Fish as a kid. Like those games were just the best. The point and click adventure games. Like I learned so much from those games. But anyways, I digress. So every time when I kind of saw her, I felt the need to just give something to her, give her a gift, give her maybe a toy of mine, kind of like let her know. It's like I didn't know what flirting was back then. Like I didn't know that you could just flirt with a girl, right? I was just like, maybe I will just, give this girl some presents, maybe she will like me, because somewhere on the television, like somewhere in a TV series or like in a cartoon, I kind of saw that if a husband gives his wife flowers or some other gifts, the girl will love him. The girl will absolutely adore him. And of course, I was like, oh, well, maybe I should do that too to make that girl like me. So anyways, long story short, I started giving her so many like toys and so many like random gifts, and I started calling her door, asking her to go outside, play with me outside, and I just never really saw her being that interested in me. So, I mean, back then I thought I was just not doing my best, but now that I'm like a bit older, like I just saw already like this is like a red flag. Like, of course she's not interested in me. So anyways, a couple months have passed, and every single year we always had this kind of party. It was like a party of these 3 girls who had birthdays on like almost the same day, and their parents were pretty rich, so they would just kind of rent out a room, like a really big hall, like a dance hall ball kind of thing. So we would just have like everyone would be invited. Like those girls did not like it at all if someone was not invited. So every kind of party I had as a kid, like I would just invite only like 8 people, because there was just, quite frankly, there wasn't really much space for other people, because the house was kind of small and we always went to like theme parks or something. But anyways, not in those big parties, big classroom parties. So anyways, I went there with my friends, and the girls were there, and my crush, of course, because she was in the same class as me, she was there too. At the beginning of the party, just like I told you earlier in this video, I used to be very active. I used to be very wild, extroverted. I was always the very first to go up to a table, stand on the table, and just dance my heart out. Like everyone would look at me, be like, "Oh, there you go! Like he's dancing. Like he's such a Chad, basically. He's such a giga Chad." So I was always this like kind of ladies' man without being a ladies' man, because, well, you see, I asked my crush to dance with me, and she was like, well, not really. Maybe later. Maybe we will dance later. We'll see. Like, I'm not in the mood. I'm kind of tired. And maybe later, if there's gonna be like older music, we could dance. It's totally fine, right? And like, oh my god, now I'm thinking about it. Like, there was this one dude. He was like totally cool. He was such a chill dude. And someone actually locked him in the toilet during the party. And that was like so rude of them. I don't even know who that did, but like, that was so stupid. It was kind of like the only kind of side thing I remember from that party. So anyways, my crush did not want to dance with me, and I was kind of sad, but I thought, well, maybe if I ask her later, maybe she will be able to dance with me. Maybe she's not in the mood right now. Maybe she wants to dance with her other female friends. It's fine. I just should leave her alone for now. But later, there was this one dude, there was this older brother of this dude in my class, and like she was kind of looking at him, and he was like 14, 15 years old, maybe like 13 years old, and we were all like 8, 9 years old. And she was like looking at him. I already kind of felt jealous, because I thought, wait a minute, this is not supposed to go. This is not how we are supposed to play the game. This is not, I will be the one to dance with her like in a couple of minutes, right? And basically a couple of hours have passed. Like outside it was already dark. It was like 11 p.m. already, like way past our bedtimes, but we still continue dancing in the party. And then all of a sudden, I walk up to the girl to ask her to dance with me, because, she didn't want to dance with me 2 hours ago because she was dancing with her other friends. Maybe she will dance with me now. However, sadly, she was dancing with that older brother of that dude I was talking about. Like, I was totally shattered. My world was totally destroyed at that moment. I could not believe it. It was just such a heartbreak moment. And it was like my first moment of rejection, and it hurt, man. It just hurt. Still thinking about it, it's kind of funny now to think about it, but it just hurt. I didn't cry. I was sad eternally, of course, but I didn't cry. And I remember I went back to my mom after she picked me up with the car, and I just told her everything, and I was just so annoyed that happened. And my mom was like, yeah, well, son, that is life, and you will have to deal with it. That's life, you know. You're just throwing two dice all the time, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. All these random chances to win or lose make it even more interesting than it already is. The best way to support my channel is to binge watch all my story videos. Consider subscribing to the channel if you are new around here and enjoy the content. Click on the playlist showing up on the screen right now. I guarantee you will enjoy it. Like the video if you did like it. It will mean the world to me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.